Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yup, what's good, original crew, man? We're back today, man. We got a body cam for y'all today. Evil wife kills husband. Pretends to be shot. I gotta stop saying I got a body cam for y'all today, man. We got body cam every day. Today's body cam.
Today's body cam. That's what I need.
Let me try my criminal mind. Nah, it's not criminal. First 48
voice.
I ain't got it. And it's a black man.
You got it.
Oh, today's body cam.
Okay, no, you don't. No, you don't.
I have to hear him more, and I could be able to mimic.
Yeah.
I'm good at mimicking. Am I?
I don't know.
You seen me do it before. So I don't know why you said.
I can't remember. Like voices and stuff.
Like voices and mimicking.
Some people. Not all, but some. Yeah. I ain't gonna hype you up like that.
With that being said, before we get into it, make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
Haters, bro. You already know where to go if you want to further support. All you got to do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals.
Like it with a thumbs up.
And let us know, man. But, hey, let's get into it. Let's check it out. Let's see what's about. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
What do you need me to do? I don't know what to do.
This is Ann Valgora. This morning, she woke up.
Y'all, let's go back and look at her. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
You looking?
Mm-hmm.
He ain't gonna tell you the time, the day and time.
I just want the name.
What do you need me to do? I don't know what to do.
This is Ann Valgora. This morning, she woke up to find her husband dead.
She's saying when she woke up, the door was unlocked and there was an alarm around 4 a.m.
She appeared traumatized, or at least that's what she wanted the officers to believe.
That was smart thinking.
Dispatcher for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she helped a lot of people through hard things.
Shut up, and then y'all comfort.
That's why she's gonna know. That's why she's gonna think. Oh my
God!
Hold on. That's why she's gonna think she know how to get away with murder.
Because she's been a dispatcher for 10 whole years.
She know what signs, what y'all looking for. She know what questions y'all gonna automatically ask. She knows this.
That's crazy.
No, I think he shot himself and she hid the gun.
The officers initially assumed her husband had taken his own life, but the horrifying truth was something far more sinister.
Well, no matter what he was doing, that gun's not there. But there's no way you can kill yourself if there's no gun.
He had a knife on his boot.
Is he a fucking cop?
I'm just gonna tell you, we found that you were responsible for Stephen's death.
Oh, this deep.
What?
All right, let's lock in, y'all.
It's 3 p.m. on June.
It said, he got disclaimers now. Not that all footage is real and obtained from U.S. law enforcement. Let me get it out, ain't you?
You was doing this slow. But.
Oh, you said, but.
No, I was just going to. No, we can just get into him. I'm sorry.
No, you say.
No, I was going to say what the officer saying. I think he shot himself and she hit the. Why would she hide the gun? That makes no sense. Now we like helping her to get away with murder. But anyway, let's go. Sorry, that just kind of threw me.
She thinks she Annalise out here.
It's 3 p.m. on June 18th, 2019, when officers are dispatched to the home of a frantic woman who's just made a chilling discovery. Her husband was shot in the head and lying motionless on their bedroom floor. Within minutes, officers arrive at the gruesome scene.
Nice size home.
I don't know where the gun is because I want to try and keep everything as much as I can until the camera gets here. But I mean, like I said, I have no idea where the gun is. Okay. I'm guessing it's in that hand.
Alright, well, I'm not gonna go moving anything.
I don't know how much you can check without, but I mean, we've got the discoloration, everything. So,
do we know where the gun is?
3 p.m.
3 p.m.
Nope. I figure investigators are here already. We'll just grab it. She said it's in here somewhere. I'm assuming it's.
Yeah.
Did she say
I don't
something
know.
about 4 a.m.?
Oh yeah, he's discolored. He's everything.
At first glance,
He's
the
been dead for a
officers didn't
while.
notice anything unusual beyond the obvious. A man dead from an apparent gunshot wound. There were no immediate signs of a struggle or forced entry, leading investigators to initially consider the possibility of a self-inflicted injury. But when they go to question his wife, that version of events begins to fall apart.
You last saw him about 2 a.m.
About 1-ish. I went to bed. We were watching a movie, and
I didn't hear anything through the night.
I didn't hear anything. But I take all my meds at night.
So all 3 of you slept in that room last night?
Yeah.
She's saying that all 3 of them slept in this room last night, which makes no sense.
Huh? So she woke up and what?
You don't just walk by that.
No.
Right.
To officers,
You don't just walk by that.
That's what I'm saying. And it's 3 p.m.
That she's just now calling. Yeah. Exactly.
Is that not a fucking alarming?
Your husband don't sleep that long.
Also, no. You don't wake up. Your husband laid down. 'Cause they said he's been dead.
Right.
So you ain't getting out. And the bed looks low-key made up or tidy up. Unless she did that. But you won't even be thinking in your right mind to do, like, let me clean the house up. Because we got people finna come over. I don't want them to see, you know?
But what I'm saying is the fact that I'm pretty sure you don't sleep that long for you to just now call, right?
Oh, you talking about her. I thought you said the husband don't sleep.
And the husband as well. Like, it's alarming that it's 3 p.m. and he's still not out of bed, or
Especially when you said y'all got basically got in bed around 1 a.m.
Well, is this supposed to be him?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
well,
on the
never
floor.
mind. I'm thinking. Never mind. I thought never mind.
But she said her and the child
And him slept out in the same room.
Also, somebody killed somebody. The kid would have heard the gun go off, even if he had shot himself.
Yeah, let me.
Something about the scene felt off. It
A lot of
seemed
stuff
nearly
feel
impossible
off.
that the whole family slept undisturbed in the same bedroom while Stephen fired a gun just a few feet away. If Stephen truly shot himself, he somehow managed to do it without disturbing anyone, a scenario investigators found nearly impossible to believe.
I look like what? At the most a queen? The bed?
Possibly, yeah.
All 3 of y'all ain't sleeping in that bed. Cause that's not a baby. That's, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Child look like about 5, 6.
But yeah.
So with that suspicion lingering, officers continued examining the body, and what they discovered next would make the situation even stranger.
What do we have on tabletops? Anything interesting?
No, I didn't see if there was,
Nothing on the nightstands or...
Are you thinking like a note or something? Or?
Could be anything, yeah.
True.
511s.
Is it a holster?
Yeah, I'll bet you're right.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? That
Where's there a
pillow's
hole?
over his head.
Oh. Yep. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, there's the entrance. Oh, yep. So then we've got a bullet somewhere. Maybe, or you mean...
Nobody's also doing it to themselves, self-inflicted with a fucking that big of a pillow that has to be folded like that.
Facts.
Now, do people do it with a pillow or something as a silencer? Yeah, that happens.
Yeah.
I know somebody, you know what I'm saying, that did do that. But that pillow had to be folded, and then, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. And you wouldn't commit that like that without. But you want me to tell you something? You do that if you're trying to take him out. And so the kid won't hear. Because the kid said, I ain't hear nothing. But also, I don't know what it sounds like as far as how muffled it would be.
Casing. If he was laying on the floor when he did it. If he's laying on his side like this, boom, and then it falls. And
Flops over.
Yeah.
You don't remove the blanket? No. It's not there.
Why is he wearing a holster?
Well, and he's in 511s.
Huh?
He's in 511s.
Mm-hmm.
There's a shell casing.
Yep.
But I still don't see a gun.
Hold in there.
Well, if there's no f***ing gun, then it's not.
Something's not right.
No.
But there's no way he can kill himself if there's no gun.
Whoa. This just got unexpected.
But he's got a knife boot. He's got a flashlight in his pocket. He's got a f***ing holster on, and he's wearing 511s. And it looks like maybe, you know, gloves or something in his pocket. Is he a f***ing cop?
Officers just made a critical discovery. The victim was 55-year-old Stephen Olson, a third-year officer with UNMC Public Safety and a United States Army veteran. This revelation immediately explained the tactical boots and police equipment scattered around the room. But despite this breakthrough, investigators were still missing a major detail. The gun was nowhere to be found.
Well, no matter what he was doing, that gun's not there. So even if he's laying sideways,
This is gonna shoot somewhere else.
he was laying. I mean, his head was positioned on the left, right? Or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I'm really glad I asked Brett Dash. I'm like, can we try not to move him too much?
Yeah. It's better to stay up until crime lab. Still doesn't make sense. The gun should be laying right there. Should be right by one of his hands.
And so even if he's on his side and he falls over the shell casing, like the gun's got to be somewhere. Or
and if she had moved it, right? If she had moved the weapon, especially with her being a dispatch, and her husband also being in law enforcement,
Yeah.
you would have known to immediately tell them where the gun is.
Yep.
So with you not wanting to tell where the gun is, or that automatically, hey, I moved the gun, I placed it here, here it is. You know? But we also haven't heard her side.
It's gotta be right by one of his hands.
I mean, for her to already being like, oh, the door was unlocked, we didn't hear anything.
Right.
You were in the...
The details are still not adding up for officers, and as additional investigators arrive, attention shifts back to Anne, whose account is becoming increasingly suspicious. So to move forward...
Now, if he was in a living room or something had happened, totally different. But in the bedroom, and you trying to insinuate that maybe somebody broke in, you would have heard a scuffle or a commotion.
Something.
1B, we was just laying in bed, woke up to him, he dead. That doesn't happen.
And it doesn't make sense.
Detectives decide to press Anne further, hoping to uncover any crucial details she may be holding back.
I came out this morning and found the front door open and the screen door, and I always have them locked, and the alarm was not set, which he said he was going to run the dogs one more time and lock the doors up. And no, it was when I went to wake him up that, of course, turned on the light and went, oh crap, and drew the blanket over the top of him, and the light come on, you can't see that.
Mm-hmm. How was Stephen when you woke up? You said about 2:15.
So she literally said she got up out the bed, walked past his dead body.
Got up out the bed, seen him, threw a cover over him because she...
No.
Okay.
You're jumping.
Okay.
So she wakes
Wakes
up out the bed.
Okay.
Goes into the front room. The door is open. The door was unlocked. And the alarm wasn't set. She checked all this. Then she decided to go back into the bedroom to wake him up. She turned the light on. And oh my God. Get the blanket and throw it on top of it. If you laying next to your significant other, you're going to automatically feel them in the bed when you wake up. Catch my drift?
But she said all three of them slept in the same room.
You would have known that he was still in bed with you when you woke up.
Yes, I get everything you said.
That bed ain't no big ass bed.
And I agree with you. Nothing makes sense. Also, Nothing makes sense. Also, 9 times out of 10, from just looking at the bed and how it is, even if you slept in there, I don't know if you even slept in there.
For 3 people to sleep in the bed.
With the pillow being on that side, you would have had to walk around. He right in the middle of the floor.
I wonder what side she sleep on.
That's what I just said. Just from how the pillow look, even if she did sleep in there, if she didn't, it just looked like, because it's a lot of like little stuffed pillows, like a child maybe slept on that side closer to the door, and then she slept. I don't know. I'm just looking at the bed, but he's right in the middle of the floor, with the light being off. As you said, it was off. You would at least stumble over his body or whatever the case may be.
Because he still had his work uniform and stuff on.
It doesn't make sense.
What would have made sense is I didn't see him last night at all, and when I woke up this morning, I stumbled over his body.
That doesn't make sense.
But the pillow being right there still.
And the fact that you say you was in the room, he in the room, you in the room, the child in the room.
Nobody heard a gunshot.
Nobody heard, like.
Even if the pillow muffled, you would have heard.
You would have heard something, bro. You would have heard something. Even if you would have even heard, if somebody else was in the house and whatever, I'm pretty sure he would have like been vocal, said something, screamed something. There's no possible way that.
And if I kill him right there, what stopped me from killing you and your child too? Leave witnesses.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. But anyway,
boy, she really thought she was gonna how to get away. Now, if he was in the front room, totally different scenario.
That would have been different. The story
I stumbled over.
They probably would have ran with it. Oh, he was supposed to walk the dogs and whatever. The door was unlocked. We was in the bedroom sleep, and I
never heard anything.
You know, I'm a heavy sleeper. I didn't really.
I took my meds.
That would have been a little different. But no, so it's not adding up, boo.
But also, the biggest problem for me is fucking 3 p.m.
Yep, it's 3 p.m.
Today, this afternoon, I'm like, well, I didn't check him right away. He was laying on, he was laying there. I kind of went out through the dark and let the dogs out. And the room's pretty. It's got dark shades, so And
he been dead for a minute, right? You don't smell nothing? You don't smell nothing that's a little alarming? Because they believe he died like early in the morning, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. 12 hours? You don't smell? So if you woke up about 8, that would have been 5 hours, the body would have been laid there. He would have already released himself. You would have smelled that.
We already know the story don't make sense. So
I'm just saying, nothing you're saying.
And then she said, "Oh, I went out through the dark, let the dogs out."
But you still would have. You would have. Something was funky.
No, girl.
And it ain't that damn dark where you were like you maneuvering and not seeing him.
And like I said, from where they showing where he was laying, and from where
side.
The door is, you just me logically thinking, I just feel like you would have to trip over his body.
Either. Or
it just doesn't.
Even if she was on the side with the pillows, you still would have had to bump him a little bit.
Like you wouldn't no. Anyway, child.
Just snuck out, let the dogs out, went to the bathroom, and Mom called once, so I called her back, and I'm like,
"Oh yeah, she got
to get him up. I don't know what time he goes to work."
So he was laying on the floor in the dark when you woke up.
Yes.
You came out, placed a phone call to your mom.
Yes.
Anne's story is starting to raise serious doubts. She insists that when she first walked past Stephen, she didn't notice anything unusual, and it wasn't until she tried to wake him up that she realized he was unresponsive. But detectives noticed that Anne doesn't appear shaken or upset. In fact, she's unusually calm for someone who's just lost her husband. With these red flags mounting, investigators shift their questions to Stephen's background, looking for any evidence that might confirm or rule out the possibility that his death was self-inflicted.
As far as history with Stephen, had he made any comments about self-harm or wanting to hurt himself?
No, we were just, like I said, we were trying to put things back together.
Tell me more about putting it back together.
We had separated just because he drank heavily. He Just, you know, he had slowed down quite a bit. And I said, look, if you're going to have a drink, I get it. You can't drink to intoxication every time.
Mm-hmm. How often do you drink?
Every day.
Every day. How much?
3 or 4 whiskey and cokes, and they were not on the weak side.
Did he ever threaten violence, anything like that?
No, not towards himself.
Were you guys ever involved in any sort of physical altercation?
No.
What about just fights in general?
We argued about a lot about how much money he spent on alcohol, considering there's other things. But this little guy had been through a little trauma about that he thought that there was somebody walking through the house or had been in the house before, and that ties into the loony bit about the whole thing.
The loony bit?
The loony bit, yes. Last year they were telling me I was absolutely loony, that I was. And the bottom line was, I have anxiety, acute anxiety disorder. I'm OCD.
Despite Anne sharing new details about her troubled relationship with Stephen, detectives weren't any closer to an answer. If anything, her story only created more confusion. Sure, their marriage had issues, and Stephen's drinking was clearly a problem according to Anne, but nothing she said directly implicated her in Stephen's death. And as far as detectives could tell, a self-inflicted injury was still very much on the table. However, there was one critical detail that could finally break this case wide open: the missing gun. With that in mind, detectives decided to direct this question towards Anne, hoping she could clarify this crucial detail.
What do you need me to do? I don't know what to do.
Well, we're going to work through it a little bit at a time. When you found him today, was there a gun laying near him?
I didn't see it. I immediately looked up.
Never mind.
No, say.
No, I was going to say, because, you know, they like, where's the gun? Because there would be no gun by him. I guess
if she's trying to use the storage that she wants to use,
yeah,
as far as a break-in,
maybe somebody broke in and shot him, and then the self-harm is on the table as well, but there's no gun.
Yeah, they looking at it. She does. I don't think she know that they're looking at it as self-harm.
Yeah,
she's thinking
like,
trying
I
to
put it on like
home invasion.
That's why it'd be no gun, because somebody came in, they had their own weapon, they did what they did, and they left. Whatever.
But also, if he has a holster, where's his gun?
But then also it's like, if you're going with that source, someone came in. What they come in for? Does
and
he
why
have
not
any
just
enemies?
kill?
They didn't take anything.
And why not kill y'all right along with them?
Right, like that doesn't make sense to me. But anyway,
because if I'm gonna break in, I'm gonna kill him. Yeah. I'm gonna kill you too, shorty. You ain't waking up. Personally, how I look at it.
Laying near him.
I didn't see it. I immediately looked over. I was like,
she trying so hard to fake cry. Her eyes are glossy, but they're not. There's no tears flowing.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have grabbed the gun and thrown it in a drawer so that he wouldn't see it?
No.
Okay.
I didn't even see the gun. I saw the head.
Right.
I was like, I threw the blanket over and I went over. I'm like, come on, buddy, we gotta come out of here.
And that was smart thinking.
Dispatcher for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she helped a lot of people through hard things.
Okay, and just kind of let you know, just so you're aware of what the next step is.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine.
That's okay. Nobody knows.
If you have any questions at any point in time, just ask, okay?
Yes.
I can't say I've been on the receiving end of this.
At this point, police still weren't sure what to make of Anne's story, and with the gun nowhere to be found, they had no way of determining exactly what happened. So, hoping to uncover new details, investigators returned to the bedroom to examine Stephen's body more closely. And it didn't take long before they noticed something strange about his position.
You know, if he's sleeping and someone else shot him, that's a weird position for his arm to be in. If you do this, and then your body goes limp, I think that arm position would be more natural. I think she hid the gun somewhere.
I think she shot him.
No, I think he shot himself, and she doesn't want this to be so she hid the gun.
The more investigators examined Stephen's body, the stranger the situation became. His positioning seemed odd for someone shot while asleep, leaving them genuinely uncertain about what really happened.
But why would he be asleep on the floor?
I was gonna let them finish talking, and I'm like, but why is he on the floor? Why does he sleep on the floor when we have a whole bed? Like, if I understand, she said they had separated at one point or whatever, but y'all back living together, back in the house. Why is he sleeping on the floor? That makes no sense.
Y'all want it to be so self-inflicting, but there gives no true motive for that. Because there's no note, there's no pattern of behavior, there's nothing.
And honestly, walking into situations like this, when nothing really makes sense, don't rule out anything, because then you start missing stuff because you're not thinking that it could be something else. You just focus on this one thing that, it's self-harm, and you ignore all the other signs. And I'm like, bro, it just doesn't make sense. Because the entire time when they kept saying, when she was like sleep, I'm like, but why? How he end up on the floor?
And then also her emotional state don't even shows concern.
Yeah.
Because like you said, like even this picture, if she's on this side, she's walking this side, she trips over him. Even if she's on this side, she's walking this way, she's still
even the pillow.
Even if it's dark. Even if it's dark.
Notice, like,
you gonna know man.
However, by now, investigators had narrowed down their theories to three main possibilities. The first, and perhaps simplest explanation, was that Stephen had shot himself, and Anne innocently moved the gun afterwards, perhaps hoping to protect his dignity. This scenario seemed plausible given Stephen's heavy drinking problems and the couple's deteriorating marriage. But there was also the possibility that Anne had darker motives altogether, intentionally killing Stephen for reasons detectives had yet to uncover. And finally was Anne's troubling claim that she woke up to find the front door unlocked and the home security alarm mysteriously disabled. This suggested someone else entirely had quietly entered the home and murdered Stephen without being detected. Perhaps someone holding a grudge against Stephen due to his line of work in law enforcement.
And that's the scenario she's pushing.
Yeah.
With it 100% makes no sense. The alarm is off. There's no forced entry into the home. The door is open.
And you heard nothing.
You heard
y'all all
nothing.
in the same room, supposedly.
Nobody.
With too many unanswered questions and the growing sense of uncertainty, investigators collected Anne's...
Don't y'all think she'll know to clean her hands?
Well, maybe she missed the spot. If she did, maybe something.
All you gotta do
because it is.
All you gotta do is wash it with something.
She probably took a whole shower, blow dry her. Who knows?
No, you can be. I know you can possibly bleach your hands, bleach wash. But it's another thing you can wash your hands, then they'll get it all off. And then you can go probably roll around in some dirt, clean that dirt off, and now it doesn't look like you got.
But we'll see.
Because she's been out there with the dolls, and she could have rubbed her hands on her
DNA and asked her to come down to the station for a formal interview, hoping the interrogation would finally reveal the dark truth behind Stephen's death. Anne is placed in an interrogation room with her sister and a pastor, a clever tactic by the officers. The presence of the pastor is meant to make Anne feel more at ease, hoping she'll open up about what really happened the night before.
It's like a little chilly in here, isn't it? He might have done you something because there was more of a breeze when I first came there. I think it's really warmer, you can imagine.
Well, that with a big old wind outside, it makes it a little chilly.
Yeah.
She's too calm for like they said, for an individual that just lost her husband, the father's child. You're too. I mean, not the father's child, but the father of your child. You're too calm.
Yeah. I think Anyway Albert was saying, just you know, I just didn't plan my day like this. We don't plan our day like this.
Who plans a day like this?
Nobody.
Now that Anne is relaxed and talkative, the officers make their next move. They send in the detective to question her and uncover what she might be hiding.
So the first question we always ask is, did you have any part in any involvement in Stephen's death?
No.
Okay. Does he normally always carry a gun? Did he have a gun on him that was last night?
has a gun. Okay. He does usually when he takes it off and sets it by him somewhere in the radius of breach, and usually when he goes to bed.
Where does he typically store the gun?
At night.
So that's his side.
I don't know. It's weird because
So the side that you was like, did she sleep on this side? No. On that side near the window, she didn't sleep on that side. She was. This is his side of the bed.
And then also.
No, because you were saying if she got up on this side,
right?
She sleeps on the side with all the pillows.
No. I get that. Yeah. Thanks for that. But I'm saying, but that's still now that even gives me like.
But you still didn't walk this way.
On the floor.
But you still didn't walk this way and not see him. If you just randomly get up and walk. It was dark outside. It was dark. So no bedroom is that damn dark unless you do some shit like we do. Now our rooms are dark. This room is typically dark, but not too dark. You know what I'm saying? Downstairs is dark, but it's because we got it set up that way. Where it looks like literally, it could be light as day outside, but it's dark. But you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Get the best blackout curtains. You know what I'm saying? But that little sure curtain she got ain't blocking out nothing. Some light would have still came into the room, so it's not that damn dark. You would have saw the body. You would have smelled something.
Was he clothed? Like fully clothed?
Yeah, he had his tactical gear on. His work. That's the reason why the woman said he had the
boots.
What she said? 5'15". His
5'11s. His 5'11s. That's 5'11s.
What's 5'11"?
Whatever.
I was just saying.
I thought she said 5'11".
I thought she said 5'15" because he said it was tactical gear.
5'11".
It's cold.
But still, okay, he got clothes on, bro. It's
and
3
his
p.m.
boots.
He got boots on.
He was not asleep.
This his side of the bed that I thought like maybe someone was laying there at one point because he got the pillow there and he got all the other little pillows on the other side.
Yeah.
It only honestly looked like one person been in the bed. Honestly, just looking.
Honestly, I don't think her and the child was laying in the bed together.
But just with that, with him being like, it just don't make sense, bro.
And 3 p.m. was when you call him. You want to make sure he was dead, and there's nothing they can do to bring him back.
There is in a poster. I've seen pictures of it laying right next to his hand. I've seen him on top of it. You know.
What do you think happened to the handgun?
I have no. I have no idea from the son. I fell asleep.
Even after the detective.
It was 10 when you woke up.
What? She said it was 10. She said about the time. It was 10 minutes past 11.
I have no idea from the son. I fell asleep.
By the time I fell asleep. I thought she said it was something about 1 o'clock when she's.
She did. She said she last seen him at around 1 a.m. that night.
But if you fell asleep at 11,
baby,
she don't even know how. She can't keep her life straight.
Unless I wrote down the wrong time.
She can't keep her life straight, man.
Even after the detective asked her directly about Stephen's death, Anne stuck to her story, insisting that she had no involvement and no idea where the missing gun could be. With no new leads coming from Anne herself, detectives paused the interview. At this point, they knew their next step had to be a thorough search of Anne's home. So, armed with a search warrant, investigators returned to the house, hoping that whatever Anne hasn't told them might still be hidden inside. And, sure enough, it didn't take long before they found their biggest clue yet.
In a dryer. See.
This is a video of 600 South Fillmore. We're going to do a walkthrough from the southwest bedroom into the laundry room.
She didn't expect him to search.
The 32 auto was found in this LG dryer.
She did not expect them to search the, and they had clothes in there. She was like, they're not gonna search in here, well, because it also the clothes.
She thought she was smart. She thought she was about to get away with something.
If you was gonna, I ain't gonna hold you. You had ample enough time to get away with the murder. if you was gonna, you could have took the gun outside the home and disposed of the gun. You could have said, I got up this morning, I left out the house to go get coffee. Could have disposed of the gun then. They won't know.
No. You could have just not shot him, but the times we live in, they can, like, we can track, like, you could track that stuff.
Yeah.
So, doing all that, baby girl, no.
But also, lack of emotion already shows me signs of guilt. But I understand everybody do
show their emotions, express their emotions.
But if it's somebody you love, man, I don't care what nobody. Typically you say, "Hey, I'm gonna be strong," but you would have broke down in that what's called because you would have. I understand you saying I'm trying to be strong for the child
in front of the child, yeah.
But you would have broke down in that room with the pastor and your sister.
Yeah, you just too casual for me.
It's like nonchalant.
Talking about the weather. What was they talking about? The wind? I don't know what they was talking about.
I was talking about it being
chilly.
cold.
It being cold. Child.
With the missing gun now finally discovered, detectives faced a crucial final question, determining who pulled the trigger. Fortunately, officers quickly uncovered another critical piece of evidence, a neighbor's Nest security camera. And after carefully reviewing the footage, investigators confirmed that nobody had entered or left the house during the night. This revelation directly contradicted Anne's earlier claims about waking up to an unlocked door and disabled alarm. Now detectives were convinced that Anne had deliberately misled them, so they brought her back to the interrogation room, this time ready to confront her directly with the truth.
So obviously we went out to the house and we did a search warrant. I definitely think we have a better idea or a better picture as far as what happened. I'm just going to tell you, we found that you were responsible for Stephen's death.
Okay. I'd like an attorney.
Okay. You want to stand up?
How could I'm just asking.
Nope. Shut the fuck up, bitch. You asked for a lawyer. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Same way you don't want to talk to me.
Let's go on.
What way would I be responsible for it?
Well, we can't. You know, we can't have a further discussion with you if you've invoked your right and you'd like to speak with an attorney. So, we'd stop serving you, Anne.
Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, but you're telling me.
Stand up.
Turn around.
After being arrested, Anne was taken to the Sarpy County Jail, where she was held on a $2 million bond. As her case progressed, prosecutors revealed new details that finally shed light on Anne's motive for murdering Stephen. It turned out that after Anne had left her job as a dispatcher, Stephen provided her with a monthly allowance. But when their marriage deteriorated, he stopped those payments, leaving Anne financially.
Bitch, what you think? You think I'ma still keep financially? And we finna separate?
Girl, bye.
Bitch, be gone. Bitch, be gone, spray.
But when their marriage deteriorated, he stopped those payments, leaving Anne financially desperate. Prosecutors argued that Anne staged Stephen's death hoping to collect on his life insurance policy, for which she was the sole beneficiary. But ultimately, no claim was ever filed and no money was ever paid out. Additionally, a detective testified that Anne's 10-year-old son told police he'd heard a muffled...
Ooh.
Boy 10. My bad, I know. The boy 10. Ain't no way 3 of y'all sleeping in that damn bed.
I'm off of the bed thing.
Additionally, a detective testified that Anne's 10-year-old son told police he'd heard a muffled gunshot during the night and that his mother told him to go back to sleep. Initially charged with first-degree murder, Anne pleaded guilty in July 2022 to first-degree assault and tampering with evidence.
Assault?
And in October 2022, she was sentenced to 40 to 50 years in prison for the assault charge and an additional 1 to 2 years for tampering.
Assault?
I just be so in situations like this because, for one, you entitled to somebody else money and taking care of you, but not only did you take Isaac's father from him, now you locked up,
and did nobody collect on the insurance,
and
so
now
that's just wasting money.
Just
$750,000. That would have been nice to go to the kid.
That would have been nice to go to him. You know what I'm saying?
So he could have had it set up where somebody draw
No
like
one won.
somebody draw like $1,000. Let me just do some calculation. $1,000 a month for them.
Y'all just be thinking about self right now. Y'all don't think about nothing else. Like,
so that just would have been $96,000 that would have, like, just to help take care of him, $1,000 a month just to help take care of him. Or it goes directly to him until he's 18, then that's just $100,000. He still would have had $650,000 to, to embark on life with, which would have been a great lump sum for him to get started. So nobody gets the payout.
Yep. That's sad, bro. Rest in peace to Steven. That's sad, bro.
And I hope she'll never get up out of. Where's she from? Let's see. What's that spell last name?
Valgora. You added an extra E, but that's fine. I mean, you added an E, but that's fine.
Sarpy County? Where is it? Oh, Nebraska.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think it's Nebraska because I wrote this down because this was on the back of their shirts. And I looked it up and it said Nebraska, but then it also had like other states and stuff. So I wasn't sure.
Nebraska.
But it's Nebraska.
All right, right outside of Omaha. Omaha. My bad. you know.
Yeah. But man.
Yeah, sad tragedy, bro. Y'all spam us up in the comments, man. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts and opinions about it for us in the comment section down below. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
I still have so many questions, but okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
Run off your questions.
No, it's fine.
Oh, my bad. I thought we was done.
No, we done. I just still be thinking. Sometimes I be thinking about these cases because I be really trying to figure out some stuff. But okay, let's go.
Hey man, y'all spam us up in the comments. Y'all let us know. As always, I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
We out.
Time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar.